And we're live, guys. Good morning. Good morning,
morning.
everybody. Happy Saturday morning. Happy calcio, everybody. And welcome to the bar sport of the Cult of Calcio. We are live on our social media, especially on our Facebook group, which is called, Diego, remind me, please, before I forget again.
Serie League Italian Football.
Awesome. Yes, you can watch us live there. You can like if you fancy what we're talking about. And you also can subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you can always get up to date whenever we have another session of blabbering about the most beautiful sport in the world and the most beautiful league in the world, which is, Carlos, you can tell us?
Serie A.
Serie A. Good.
Well, lately, yes, I would say. Maybe we only can compete with Premier League, and that's something really nice to see. But I think around Europe, also the Spanish league kind of lost a little bit of interest, like of say shining.
I think the last 2 years is only going down and down and down. And the best proof is what happened in the Champions League. All teams except Real Madrid, of course, all the rest lost against the European competitors. So, which shows a lot about the level that it's not on the right track. And in the last year, if you think we lost as a league, we lost Neymar, we lost Cristiano Ronaldo, we lost Bale. So I think that those years of attracting those top 5, 6 players in the world, I think is gone. And now Messi is most probably going to leave as well. So the only hope is that Florentino Perez will make his magic and bring Mbappe to the league, Mbappe and Haaland, which I believe it's possible.
Both of them.
Both of them. I think because for 2 reasons. I think Mbappe is finishing his contract and he's not renewing the contract. So Leonardo told him, this week you have to decide. So I think this is clearly Florentino and Zidane behind. And he's not going to renew it because we cannot pay a transfer fee, but we can get him for free. That's an option. And Haaland, there is one issue which is called Mino Raiola. Real Madrid never
Always the same guy. Always the same guy.
Yeah. He never bought Real Madrid. Florentino Perez never bought a player from Mino Raiola. He refused to negotiate with this guy. But
I can imagine.
But they say that Haaland wants to come, and once he says, "Okay, I want to come," because there is a clause in his contract. That's why he signed with Borussia that he can leave next year from 20 million euros. So all the transfer fee, the commission will go to him, to his father, to Mino Raiola, So I think that makes it doable for him to leave. So let's see. Both are coming.
Well, Mbappe is really tied to Paris itself, so it will be kind of difficult to take it out from there.
Yeah, it's going to be
Paris. And Paris Saint-Germain has
the offer is on the table. The offer, so he has 1 more year contract, and he has a 30 million euro per year offer right now on the table. And Leonardo said he has to decide this week. They don't want to make a whole show for months. So I think after the game with Barcelona, he will just say yes or no. If it's a yes, obviously he renews the contract and he's gonna sign a contract of 5 years. Or if he says no, I think there is very few clubs that could buy him. 5, 6 clubs in the world that could get him. So let's see. But obviously, if he comes to Madrid, he's gonna lose money for sure. No doubts about it. Let's see. So what do you guys think, Mbappe or Haaland? Who would you get?
Well, guys, to me, the real question here is, why does La Liga need Mbappe or Haaland when they have Granada or things like that? And I'm saying this because Carlos promised us that he's going to be talking 40 minutes, the whole bar sport today, about Granada. And
Diego's really happy about that. Look at him.
Look at the face.
Really I can't hear you guys. I don't know what you guys are talking about. What's Granada, by the way?
By the way, guys, sorry, but I have to underline one thing because this is a matter of politeness. I know that we shouldn't wear hats indoor. It's really impolite, super impolite. We shouldn't do something like that. So please, Matteo, take off your hat, please.
I will do that only if you tell me. Only if you tell me what cap is this.
It's Pescara, no? FC Pescara. The P stands for Pescara, like my shirt today.
Well,
take it off.
I'll take it. I mean, I couldn't, brush my hair this morning. That's why I'm wearing my cap.
Yeah. Your long hair.
No, here's the story about that. I mean, yes, this is Porto, of course, Porto's cap, and I know that Paolo is gonna be looking forward to the game against Porto next Wednesday. Yeah. But actually, the reason I'm wearing it is because I have this very, very, I would say, crazy, childish collection. Call it however you want. But the point is, whenever I visit a new city, or whenever I used to visit a new city in the past, the first thing that I was looking for, when we could still do that, but the first thing I would look for is a cap of the local football team. So this is from my trip to Porto, back from a couple years ago. And now I finally get the chance to spot it.
Yeah, so many times, like you could spot it so many times. Like we had tons of episodes behind and ahead as well. So why right today, like in the middle of the clash?
I just pick it, at random, and fate decided that this was.
Well, let's see which one I have. Oh, Porto. Like take
Porto. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna take it off and get it back when we're gonna talk about the Champions League. So it's gonna be here, like my
not
talisman,
necessarily. I mean,
ready to be touched. Now I can see that I really couldn't brush my hair this morning, so that was
Put it back.
All right. Well, guys, we had a quite interesting week behind us, and we're going to have another very interesting one ahead. I know that we started to talk about Granada, Juventus. We need to talk about AC Milan also. So let's do something neutral, right, to get us warmed up. And let's go with our usual Saturday morning appointment with Cult of Calcio Wills.
Okay, let me share. Can I share it?
Go ahead. I picked up a very, very difficult one. Carlos, I'm really going to pick on your brain with this one.
Here we are.
Because you really need to know, this is Carlos' favorite player.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Carlos!
Happy birthday, Carlos!
Can I tell you one thing about this picture?
What? I know.
I am in some pictures. I am right there. That's my seat in the stadium. I'm 2 meters away. So my friends managed to get one. When he's doing that, he scored the goal. Me and my father, that's where we sit in the stadium. So literally, I almost can touch Messi when he's doing it. And you can see my uncle, my cousins, we sit all together. And when he scored that goal in the extra time, he did it on our face, man. So I will remember for the rest of my life because it was on my face he did it. So
I think I can see Carlos' hand trying to slap him, on the bottom corner over there. There's a small hand.
Yeah.
So man, what's
Granada again? What we were talking about Granada before?
Oh man, what a beauty! A small club like Granada to make it in his first European appearance to the round of 16 of Europa League. What an achievement!
Barcelona jersey is coming. Yeah.
Oh man, what?
And it's also a nice city, by the way, Granada.
Yeah,
been there, super nice.
Amazing. But yeah, guys, I don't know. Can we? What's the quiz here? There is nothing.
Okay, let's go to the quiz. Okay, here we are.
Oh,
whoa!
My God!
Whoa!
Silence fell into the Cult of Calcio talk room.
Whoa!
I'm going to.
I have an idea.
I have an idea as well, but I'm not sure about that. I see the color of the jersey.
I recognize one player, only one, and I think
there's one player who's recognizable here. The rest is really, for hardcore fans.
There are two players that I recognize, but one I think that I'm really missing it because the goalkeeper looks like Zizi Boniek, but it's not Zizi Boniek.
No.
And there is another one. It looks like Giannini, but it cannot be. I will say, by the way, the team. Can I try the team?
I'm gonna guess on certain point. At the point
team.
we will have to guess, right, Matteo?
I knew that this was a very, very difficult one.
It's super tough.
Yeah.
Can I say the team at least?
Go ahead with the team.
I tried to say Avellino.
Okay. Carlos, what do you say?
Honestly, because I had no idea about it. I literally have no idea. I was gonna say Avellino because last year I was in Avellino. We went to see the stadium that is now. I was with Salvatore, who comes from Avellino, and he took me to the stadium. And I know they were dressing with the lupo, with the wolf, and it's green color, but I had no idea. And he was showing me images of this Brazilian player who played in Avellino the last time they were in Serie A, some pictures. But not because I recognize the jersey, just because I see it's a bit green, but I have no idea. Because I see the logo, it seems Kappa, and I think it's written Iveco. Iveco is the truck company.
Yeah.
The sponsor is the truck
By the
company.
way, behind there, they have something written like Paris and going to spot details. And the guy that I recognize right now, it looks like Platini. So maybe it's not an Italian team.
Guys. It's Juventus.
It's Juventus.
Sergio Tacconi is the goalkeeper.
Stefano Tacconi is the goalkeeper.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, the goalkeeper is Stefano
Very
Tacconi.
young Stefano Tacconi is the goalkeeper of this team.
Whoa.
And Platini is the
Platini. That was Platini, right?
Yeah.
That was Platini.
Wow, you changed the color of the jersey, Matteo. You made
So
it
with Photoshop.
Was it black?
Wow, guys, I knew.
Was it black, the original one?
No. I didn't change anything. The color of the jersey is exactly what you see.
It's green.
So I knew that this was a very, very difficult one. But I have to say, guys, that somebody got it right, because the mysterious team of this week is, drum roll for everybody,
Juventus.
Avellino.
No, it's Avellino. But I didn't know Tacconi was playing for Avellino. Never know
Yes.
Also, Platini was playing for Avellino.
That is not Platini, but please don't ask me who is the guy who looks like Platini, because I have no idea.
So the first guy on standing up on the left of the screen, that one is which would be this one.
Yeah. So Avellino had quite a few, let's say, big names when they used to play in Serie A back in the 80s. One of them was Brazilian Juari, but he is not the one in this picture, because this picture is from season 1982-1983, so quite some time ago, guys. And yeah, the most famous name that we can recognize is Stefano Tacconi. When he was very young, he used to play for Avellino before moving to Juventus, of course, and becoming part of the Bianconeri for quite a few years.
And he played quite a long time for Avellino, actually.
I think he played 4 or 5 seasons. Yeah, so quite a long time. And yeah, it's quite interesting, right? Because for people who have been looking at the Serie A in the past, let's say 10, even 20, 25 years, they probably have no idea who is Avellino. But these guys, back in the 80s, they used to be regular in Serie A. I think they managed to stay there for 6-7 seasons, never relegated until 1988, when unfortunately they went down to the second division, and then it's been they've been through quite some hard times.
Got it. Well, it's pretty interesting.
I was working next to my colleague from Avellino. You guys know Salvatore. So when they went down from Serie B to Serie D because of the debts 2 years ago, and now the guys managed to make it there back in Serie C, second, and Bari is third in the league. So we might see them again in Serie B next year. So they're playing with Palermo in the same also in the group C of Serie C. So interesting.
It's interesting. So I'm gonna spoil something behind on the stand. You can see Club something, and it's Club La Moviola. Pretty interesting. But yeah, so there will be 82-83, Avellino 82-83.
82-83. It's not their best season, to be honest with you, but but I could find a good picture only from the season. So that's why I use that. In the meantime, we got a message from one of our readers, which says, "Guys, I cannot see you anymore." And our reader is Paolo, actually, that abandoned the call. But now
Sorry,
he's back.
guys. I had some issues with the router. Sorry, it's the first time ever that happened. Technical issues. That's the nice thing of being live.
Yeah. I'm gonna remove the share screen. The screen. So
yeah.
I didn't know that Tacconi was playing. I didn't know Tacconi was playing with Avellino as well.
That's how I'm not sure whether he started, but yes, the first part of his career was in Campania. And by the way, actually, for those who don't know, Avellino is a city in the same region as Napoli. So, and Napoli plays the regional derby with Benevento tomorrow. But back in the 80s, the Campania derby was Napoli-Avellino. It was a very hotly contested one.
Yeah,
and it's also, adding to it, an international note, Avellino is known in the US so much because of Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano comes from Avellino. So in the series, he's always talking about Avellino.
Maybe not the best way to get aware about Avellino.
But okay, so we are back to present time. Our small trip down memory lane is over for this week. We're going to have the quiz also on our social media. So the people who are following us today will have an easy time to guess our mysterious team.
Next week, we don't allow to participate Diego in the contest. Okay, he's too bad. He never gets it right. So
that's true. Yes, we should start.
Well, that's the nice part of it. I'm going to show you back I have a picture here. I have another picture if you want. I can share another picture.
Let's keep it for next week.
Well, if Matteo, if you want another picture, a really nice one, just let me know. I have another one.
Okay. I can only guess which one you're gonna propose.
Nah, you're not gonna get right. Maybe Paolo can get you right.
Yes, I have some suspect.
Maybe Paolo can get you right.
Yeah.
Thanks for the birthday gift. I appreciate it.
Show it if you want.
Shall I show that one? Matteo, allow us to do that 1 second. Let's see.
One gift per birthday. Is...
Let's see what's coming. Oh.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Carlos.
If my wife sees this, she will divorce.
Yeah, that's because
look at the shirt of the other guy.
What shirt is he wearing? Well, but I was actually focused more on the belly than on the jersey. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this right away.
This is in
back
Iceland.
to normality. Yeah,
Iceland. Okay.
Yeah. Where is Granada again, Carlos?
Granada, it's a great football team, famous for what they did in the 70s. They are famous for having a very tough defender, so they were not very friendly team to back then. And then they will have the last years they were struggling going to second division, first division, second division. But now finally they managed to settle down, and they've got some big names like Roberto Soldado. You know, Roberto Soldado was now is playing there, and also Vallejo from Real Madrid. So it's impressive that they managed first to qualify, and now that they make it to, which is one of the smallest budgets of the first division. So honestly, it's quite incredible. Yeah. It's nice to see. And they were so lucky in the next round. They got Molde from Norway in the round of 16. So, so they could make it. I think they have a good chance to make it to the quarterfinals. So, yeah.
They could be the new Villarreal or the new Alaves in Europa League.
Maybe, yeah. Still remember that final from Alaves when they lost against Liverpool in the extra time. Some people say it's the best final ever of the Europa League. I would say, probably yes. Yeah. What a game!
So it was quite a mixed week for the Italian clubs in the Europa League. We're not gonna dwell anymore on Napoli and their gains. I mean, we're not gonna talk much about AC Milan as well, because to be honest with you guys, we didn't do much better. We managed to qualify 1-1 against Red Star Belgrade, but honestly, that was not a good game. And we risked until the very end of getting a goal which would have made us crash out from the Europa League. So even
Donnarumma saved your ass.
GG.
So Donnarumma saved our back.
Let's talk about the coach of Red Star. When I saw him, I was like, wow, this guy has to go on diet. You know who he is, right?
Dejan.
Dejan Stankovic. I mean, let's say, it's not very kind to say it, but honestly, age is taking a toll on him.
What a change.
A big tool.
What a change.
Big tool. Yeah,
a really big one.
Wow.
That's very interesting, right? How sometimes former football players let themselves go a bit after they retire.
I would say the
I think
greatest
he just
part of
is
that.
enjoying his life. Come on, guys. We all been there.
It was a bit everything. He also lost his hair, so the combination of everything makes him look like he's 55, you know? So, sorry, Matteo.
Isn't he?
No worries. And you always say the thing about losing my hair, and then I was thinking, is he making any reference or what?
Nice.
No, on a personal note, all my friends are going to Turkey during this lockdown confinement. They took care of that issue. I don't know if it's happening the same in Italy, but here, guys, everybody went to Turkey and now they fixed the issue. It's unbelievable. All my friends.
Yeah, I heard about that actually. Yeah.
Everyone.
I think Conte did something like that as well.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
Casillas, Rafa Nadal.
Casillas also.
I can tell you a lot of names. They say David Beckham also, by the way. So, yeah, for a couple of thousands of euros, 2,000 euros, you get back the. You know who is big in this business is connected to our podcast actually, so I can refer to it. Cristiano Ronaldo opened, I think, 3 or 4 hair implant clinics in Madrid. He got so much into this business, so they are going to expand in all around Europe. So because they say it's booming now, so he has his own his own hair implants clinics, and he's opening more and more. So yeah, it's interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
That is something I didn't know. Definitely.
I'm happy. I will probably and hopefully not need of it.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Well, you never know. But it's okay. I mean, it's still okay.
Unless Napoli win another Scudetto, who knows?
Nah.
Or 2 more games against Granada, and you might change.
Well, I'm still thinking. This guy today is going heavy on Granada. Yeah.
No, because guys, okay, forget about the game. What do you think about what Gattuso said on the pitch after the game? The complaints and all the what
if they play like that, they will be slaughtered. That's what you said. That's what you mean.
No. When he was saying
No.
if this what Granada did would be an Italian team.
Yeah, that's what.
They will say this is a shame on football. It's shameful what they did. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know. Once you lose, I think you have to accept. It's not the right.
I didn't watch the game.
I would agree. I mean, I didn't watch the game either, but I would tend to say that yes, hey, it's just the way you play the game. You lost it, and you lost it not in the second leg, but in the first one when you considered 2 goals in Granada. So I mean, I think that there's not much to complain about. But Diego, what do you think?
All the players keep playing the wrong position when it comes to defend. I don't know. There is always or Maximovic or the other center back, which is looking at the action and not a pressure. Is not going towards the player. Is not marking the player. And we always. I don't know. What can I say? I'm still used to Sarri ball, and going from Sarri ball to Gattuso balls. Sorry, it's really heavy. Napoli is playing awful. Napoli is playing without ideas, without everyone seems like a third division player now. All of them. There is no player I can save, and I don't think that's an issue of that player is not good, that player is good. I really think it's the coach not giving to. Plus a lot of other situations, of course, but probably Gattuso is not giving the right mindset to the team. I mean, look at
keep this date right on the calendar because I totally agree with Diego. I think it's,
what I'm thinking, Paolo, is this: is Napoli's squad really bad as a squad, or is the coach that is not helping the team to be better?
You see, they are really big lack of gluing players together. So, and that's one of the biggest responsibilities for which Gattuso can be held accountable.
For me, the question is, what did Gattuso did in his life as a coach? Does he deserve to be a coach of a big club like Napoli? Honestly, because one thing is what you are as a player, another thing is what you are as a coach. I don't see any improvement in anywhere he's being, and I like the guy like the same way I like many other players who went to football clubs. But one thing is being a coach, and another thing is being a player. I don't see. If you ask me, what's the system and the strategy of Gattuso when he was before in Milan, even in Greece, and I have no idea. I don't know what's his ideology of football as a coach. I have no clue.
I think that he relies too much on his own personality, because it's really this tough guy, this harsh, raw. But I mean, in terms of playing, I can say that Carlos is right, that we cannot see the imprint of Gattuso in.
Well, we can see it. It's just awful.
I mean, yeah.
Perhaps,
you don't see a difference.
I think Gattuso worked very well in Napoli when the team needed somebody who literally kicked their asses. Because 1 year ago, actually, Napoli was a little bit probably complacent. They were not putting much passion into the game. And so they needed a coach with that kind of personality. So short term, Gattuso managed to wake them up. But then once the effect of his personality started to fade down, maybe the limits in his tactical approach and everything are starting to come out.
You cannot really rely only on the coach personality. Yeah. Coach has to have also a playing mentality, something that reflects in the way the team is playing. See Pioli, for example.
And a long-term
not really. Sorry.
In a long-term plan, because it's good to
come
in the middle of the season, and then you can act for these 3-4 months. But then once you have a summer in between, I know it was COVID and all, but you have to change something. I mean, obviously Napoli's squad is stronger than Granada's squad, right? So it's
on paper, yes.
Sorry?
On paper, yes, I would say.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's time. Obviously not now. And I think I'm never. I don't think that was never a good idea to like fire a coach when you're almost at the end of the season, right? When it's going to be March, and there's no point really when it's only like 2 months left. But for next year, honestly, I think they need I don't know. They were saying Rafa Benitez to go back. There is always this thing going on. I think Benitez is a and again, he was not great for Real Madrid, not at all, and people don't have very opinion of Benitez. But I think Benitez is a great coach for teams like Newcastle, like Napoli. So I think it would be a good news for Napoli.
I just hope not Benitez again. I mean, Albiol and Koulibaly were awful with. We had the same problems with Benitez than with Gattuso. I mean, if you really want to keep, a continuity when it comes to an idea of how the team should play, which is what Barcelona did. Barcelona didn't stuck to one coach; they stuck to a way of playing football, right? And they keep playing the same way for years with different coaches. I would really like, from that point of view, Ottaviano from Spezia would be a really good coach to give continuity to the team, because Benitez brought really good players, because like the greatest players we have now are coming from Benitez season. Nevertheless, I don't forget playing against Chievo Verona, shooting 36 times and losing 1-0. In Napoli. I don't forget these kind of situations. I don't forget Napoli supporters, yelling at Koulibaly and Albiol because they were awful together. So I just want, whoever will be the coach, I just want someone being able to place the team, and as Paolo was saying, to make the team be a squad, to be united, to play and defend, to attack together, to defend together. And in Napoli, this is not. You cannot see it. And then we have awful players like Maksimovic, to who Gattuso is asking to manage. I mean, you have Koulibaly and Maksimovic, to who you're going to ask to manage the defense line. I'm not going to ask to Maksimovic. Maksimovic was the defender managing Napoli from behind, as indeed, then against Granada, he went out because he was awful. He's an awful player. But yeah. Let me not go in there.
You see that actually there's this this lack in the Napoli squad in two key moments. One, I think, that was shared by Diego a few weeks ago and helped me to remember if it was against Fiorentina. That image, that still image of defenders saying, you should go there, whilst
It was against Atalanta.
Against Atalanta.
It was against Atalanta.
But not in the was in the Italia, in the Coppa Italia, not in the Serie A. And then in the Serie A, again against Atalanta, during like when Gattuso removed the two center defender and get in something completely new during the corner, like that thing, I really didn't understand why he did this kind of change, like the substitution they did.
I don't know.
That was really nonsense.
I just want him to go away.
And actually, Koulibaly made the mistake that allowed Zapata, or don't remember correctly who.
Yeah, he was the one making the mistake. For the I don't know. Is the third coach ex-Milan? And is the third in a row that probably will. Well, he will be not sacked maybe this season, but probably will not continue after June. But so far, Donadoni, Ancelotti, and Gattuso. Not great stuff. We are seeing.
That's a good statistic. It's very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
So former AC Milan players don't fare well at Napoli. Okay, that's good to know. Perhaps De Laurentiis should keep that in mind when he's going to choose his next.
I would have
it's going to be Allegri name.
But
Allegri is also an ex-former Napoli player. So Allegri also played for Napoli.
That could be, that can make it.
Just
but guys, speaking of AC Milan, so help me understand what's going on, please, because as I said, I have a very bad couple of weeks. So I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Do you think Milan has run out of fuel in the tank? Is it over?
Do you want me straightforward?
Can I elaborate that, or you want like a yes/no answer?
But Diego has an immediate answer, so you can elaborate that while we get Diego's.
I think you might risk Champions League.
We might risk
to go out of Champions League.
That's harsh.
The trend I was checking. Well, I was actually checking numbers. Numbers are saying that. So in the last 6 games, so you lost 3 times. Plus, let's consider just the league, like Serie A. You're getting goal against almost every time. And there are starting being some players which are a little bit stressed and nervous on the pitch. And the trend is of, for example, some other teams like Lazio, for example, which is in 6th position. It's showing that you are losing, points against other teams which are below you guys. So, yes, like tonight you have tomorrow against Roma. Against Roma could be a key point match. I mean.
I must say that I cannot answer to this question right now, because I think that AC Milan has to take and especially Pioli has to take a proper decision in terms of what is the goal for the finale of the season. For the season, yes, because now you have like not so much difficult calendar in Serie A, I think. Apart from Roma today, correct me if I'm wrong.
We have Napoli coming up in a couple of 2 or 3 weeks.
So it's easy. So it's fine.
No,
so it's easy. No, but you have Manchester United now. You have Manchester United in the Europa League. So that's the hardest part.
That was unexpected.
And actually not hoped, I would say.
That is tricky, right? Because here's the thing. So I think we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, and I said that we should totally forget about the Europa League. It should not be a target. But now you get a round of 16 matchup against Manchester United, and that's mouth-watering. Yeah. Because AC Milan needs that kind of confrontation, needs that games against that looks like a Champions League game, right?
That's why Pioli needs to pick something, because I don't think that you don't have the.
It is a Champions League game. That's a Champions League game.
Yeah.
It's really
right.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
And these are in the middle.
I think that you don't have now a team that can afford to spend energies on both competitions.
We don't.
So
we totally don't. Yeah, because a lot of players. Go ahead,
you're the crossroads.
No, because the thing is here, and here this Mourinho says is very smart on this. Mourinho says the easiest way to qualify for next season Champions League is to winning the Europa League. And he said this when he did that with Manchester United, and now he's trying to do that with Tottenham. Might this be the same for Milan? Because Diego says you might be out of Champions League, but sometimes like Sevilla qualified many times without being in the top 4 for the Champions League is actually winning the Europa League. So it sounds crazy, but in some leagues like Premier League or maybe even in this very tough Serie A this year, maybe the closest way or path to, obviously now that you got Manchester United in your way, it's a bit more complex. But if you are quite lucky with the draw, and you might qualify by winning the Europa League instead of making it the top 4. I always consider it more difficult to finish top 4 of the Serie A, of La Liga, of Premier League than winning the Europa League. Why Sevilla is winning more Europa Leagues than Copa del Rey? Because in Copa del Rey, at some point, they're going to cross Barcelona, they're going to cross Real Madrid. In Europa League, sometimes if you're lucky, you go through the final, and by not mixing with any hard, tough teams. Obviously, now it's getting harder because of the rule that the third team in the Champions League group goes down to Europa League. This makes it tough, that's for sure. But before, Europa League was way easier to win it than to make it top 4 of the league, I'm sure. So
the problem with that, I see it, is that Milan, I don't think we are experienced enough to just bet on the Europa League. I mean, Sevilla can do that because they know the Europa League like the back of their hands.
They found it.
They found it.
They're the founder of Europa League.
But the Milan now, a lot of young players, and as Diego said, we're starting to see some of them getting nervous. We're starting to see some of them underperforming, some key names underperforming. So
Rebic is not played so good. Rebic, I saw him play now.
Rebic is not playing well at all.
But I think that's
Romagnoli is having quite a hard time.
Romagnoli,
Salamakers. Also Çalhanoğlu, after he came back from COVID and from the injury, he doesn't seem to be the same one anymore. So he still needs to get back into his top shape that he showed before. And this is
for you guys. I hope for you guys that it's going to be, this is just like a bump in the road.
It could be.
If you remember Juventus, Allegri's Juventus, they had this kind of, they kind of remind me a lot of that nowadays Milan. And this is like the time of the season where they have this kind of bumps in the road.
Yeah.
And then they have again the also uphill.
Exactly.
Part.
Yeah.
Well, I think for Milan depends. Really, if tomorrow you guys don't win, because it's 4 games, you're not winning. So you got 2 Europe Cup because you passed, but you still didn't win.
We passed the away goals, and we
victory is missing.
Games, honestly.
And then you have.
I'm not quite sure we fully deserve that. You have to give credit to Red Star, honestly, for the way they managed to hold on the tide.
Also because they got 2 red cards in both games.
Yes.
And they played 10. That's right.
Yeah. And AC Milan got penalties in both games. So that's just, wow. Let's not, dwell on that, because, again, the more I think about it, the more I think that, we were quite lucky, and I'm not sure we fully deserve this qualification. So if you ask me, I still think that we should be trying to get in one of the top 4 in the league. If the target is the Champions League for next season, which it obviously is, I think it's going to be easier for us to maintain a top spot 4 rather than going until the end of the Europa League.
I really think it depends all about tonight, because if you think about, now you have Roma, then you will get Udinese in the midweek, and then you get Verona. After Verona, you get Manchester and then Napoli.
And then
Manchester United, and then it goes away. But then at the end of the season, in the last games, you have Lazio. Then you will have an okay game, which is Benevento, which for you guys is never good. Benevento is tough. But then Juventus and Atalanta. So in the last basically 6 games, you have like a 3 direct match against Champions League, potential teams.
True.
And that's what I was seeing. Napoli surely ended on the 7th position. You can write it down. Napoli will be on the 7th. No, I'm serious. I did statistics. I was checking Napoli where can end.
Write it down.
Well, write down.
So Napoli will land on the 7th position. I don't think they will make it to Euro Cup either. Napoli will play against Milan, then Juventus, and then Napoli. I think they will have another tough game, which is probably Roma. Yes, Milan, Rome, Juventus, and Roma, and that's the truth of everything. But yeah. So
let's make a bet, guys. Who's gonna be the top 4 of Serie A? Now is the moment. Not now.
For me,
Inter, Juventus, Roma, and Milan. In this way.
And for me, Roma, and for me, it's gonna be Atalanta, Roma.
So so basically, Diego, Inter, Juventus, Atalanta, Roma.
For me, yes.
Okay.
But in that order. So you're saying
yes, in this order. Atalanta is gonna end up 3rd position.
Interesting. For me, I think it's gonna be Inter, unfortunately. I'm tempted between Dixit. Napoli will end up at the 7th.
I hope to be so wrong.
Hey, we're gonna show this every
here.
from now on. Yeah, you can put it there.
That's gonna be Conference Cup, by the way, Conference League.
Conference, yeah, the conference.
The new.
It's the first season that
the first season, yeah, that would be still Europe.
Yeah,
Inter Toto Cup.
Well, it's a kind of Intertoto. It's a legalized Intertoto Cup. Let's call it like that.
Paolo, write down the top 4 that we all said. So we will.
I need to take note.
Multiple notes.
We have the video, guys. So we have the video. We can always go back to the video. I will edit the audio. I can do some.
Verba volant, scripta manent.
Manent, indeed. I agree.
Yeah. So for who doesn't know, he was talking. We were speaking in Latin.
Latin, yeah. So it means what you
and I'm also gonna say another stuff, if I'm allowed. It's gonna be Atletico, Barcelona, Sevilla, Madrid.
Granada.
Granada, yeah, Granada.
Atletico, I don't know. We're talking about Milan, but what's happening with Atletico is exactly the same. Out of the last,
there are 3 points now.
3 points. They had 10 points advantage. And guys, next weekend, Real Madrid Atletico. If Real Madrid wins, they have the same points after 10 points gap. So
yeah, but you tomorrow on Monday, you're gonna lose against Sociedad.
Carlos, I didn't get your 4.
Your prediction.
Okay, so you brought the exact order, right? From Diego.
Yeah, the exact order. Yeah.
Also, really? No. So I think Inter first.
Yes.
Juve second, Atalanta 3rd, and AC Milan 4th.
You changed it already.
Yeah, you changed it.
I brought it down definitely. This is the.
I didn't say any top 4 before.
So you're saying
Atalanta earlier, if I remember well.
Matteo, yours is missing.
Mine is missing. Okay, mine is Inter. Yeah, as much as it cost me to say that. I think Milan will manage to keep the 2nd.
Okay.
Then Juventus. And then my 4th, it's going to be Lazio.
Wow. Lazio. You think Lazio will go so up?
Yes. Yeah. I see both Roma and Atalanta going down at the end.
I think Atalanta was. I watched the last 3 games of Atalanta. Unfortunately, a couple were against Napoli, so they really don't count. But Atalanta against Real Madrid is telling me that wow, they are a fantastic team. It hurts. It's really difficult to me to say that, but it's a strong team. It's a strong side.
But I think this way too strong personality of Gasperini. I see some similarities with Simeone, because what he did to Ilicic, what he did to Papu Gomez, I don't know. He's kind of what he did to Ilicic the other day against Real Madrid, guys. Fuck my life.
That's a great point, Carlos. Nevertheless, Atalanta, the club is with the coach. It's not with the players, and that's I think is I would clap to the club. It's what Napoli, for example, didn't do after 2018. You always need to stuck with with an idea of football and not with the players and not with the coach.
Yeah, but you at some point you will also need the good players, and the best, honestly, technically for me, the best two players are Ilicic and Papu Gomez. So if you really make this mental game, I mean, what he did to Ilicic, in any other team, I think the player will never play again for the football club. Like, you can just say, okay, I'm done with this, because it was so brutal in the most important game maybe of his life, because I don't think in Champions League against Real Madrid you get this opportunity. First, you are not in the starting 11 with all the players that are already not there. Second, they take you out, and then they change you again on the same game. And he says, because I'm sure Gasperini said this for the media to record the microphones to hear what he said to Ilicic. I'm sure he did it on purpose. So I don't know. I think that was not really. You can do this with some players, I agree. But when you are dealing with the top star player of the team playing this game, I don't know. Sometimes it's like what happens with Papu Gomez. You end up losing the player going to another team.
And I think that Ilicic himself is not the strongest player from a fortitude point of view. From a mental point of view, he was very close to a breakdown back in the past season. So he could have an effect. And my feeling is that something is starting to crack into the Atalanta structure. Little by little, they're starting to show some cracks. And I believe medium, long term, they will sort of have a dip in their form.
Yeah.
Could be.
I think so.
And it's always the question mark of football clubs like this. It's always, what's life going to be after Gasperini? What's life going to be in Atletico after Simeone? Because it's very unpredictable. It's very unpredictable if they can keep the level through. But it's amazing what he did. Obviously, it's a club that
of course
it was never in the top four. Never. I mean, it was always a club who was usually mid-bottom, no? So to make it like this, it's unbelievable. So you guys, I have to go.
Okay. All right. So we're just gonna, we have a few minutes left. So I'm gonna get back my cap here because we need to talk about.
Take it out. Take it out, please.
Paolo, what do you tell us about the coming Champions League game? This is it's a major one for you, right?
It's all or nothing, no?
Yeah.
So we actually start from a too much comfortable position that we score a goal and that's it. And this kind of matches, like this kind of predictions, a prerequisite, let's say, no more than a prediction, are usually, I would say, really dangerous mindset, because basically you can say, okay, we just need a goal to get ahead. And then you cannot really approach the game in the right way. So I think that they should go there and smash the hell out of Porto. At least the approach should be that. Maybe the result will be less, but I'm afraid that the approach won't be that one. And if we are gonna, miss the train for Champions League at this stage, so we're gonna get kicked out, this will reflect in a really, really, really bad way on the Serie League as well. On the other hand, if we are going to go ahead, so as I hope, of course, Serie A will be more interesting in the next months, because we are getting more morale, we are getting more, boosted, no? And there's going to be a good monkey business for the other teams. That's all the Juventus needs right now, because if they play in a proper way, I mean, Juventus defeat on the first leg was due to lack of concentration. I would say that they start playing like at the 75th minute, and that's not how you approach a Champions League match. And everything came from two embarrassing mistakes from the defense.
The first one, yeah.
Like you don't see that not even in the third category in Italy. I will say you don't see that, and you cannot see that from professional players in the top level continental tournament. So if they go back on the concentration point of view, and because in the shape, I think they are in the shape. They just need to get back on the concentration. If they get focused, stay focused, and aim to win in a blasting way, no issues. Otherwise, it's going to be sad not only in Champions League but also in Serie A.
It's funny, Juventus. You guys still have all the direct matches. You need to play against Lazio. You have Derby against Torino, of course. Then Atalanta. Then you have Inter. You also have still AC Milan, and then you would have Napoli on the 17th. So you still have all the. That's pretty interesting. You only have Roma done. Roma is the only one that you guys have done.
It's going to be tough, but actually also the calendar, and then we have also I don't know if you mentioned, so I was a bit distracted, but we also have Napoli again, no?
Yeah, the 17th should be the 17th of
17th of March. We finally have a date, and actually
we have a date.
We have a date for the catch-up match between Napoli and
just because Napoli went out
at the Allianz Stadium. Indeed.
So thanks Granada
for solving Serie A.
Thanks Granada for giving us a calendar that we can finally fulfill.
That's also good for the European.
For the
Nation
Cup,
no?
Yeah.
For the Euro Cup,
True. Indeed. Hey, we're gonna be talking about that in the coming weeks because the tournament is approaching. There are some very interesting rumors that I would like to discuss with you guys, but perhaps it's gonna be food for another edition of our Bar Sport.
Yep.
One last thing I'm gonna ask you. So, short prediction for Porto Juventus, just a score.
Juventus Porto, first of all.
Oh, Juventus Porto. Yes, sorry. Indeed,
It's going to be 2-0 for Juventus.
2-0 Juventus. All right. Carlos?
1-0 Juventus.
Diego?
I think Juventus is going to match at least 3 goals.
Oh, seriously?
That's the approach it should be. Like they should aim to blast it.
But I think you guys have the mindset to approach the game in this way, Paolo.
We showed several times that this year that it's not always
I think
like
it's really the season, Paolo, because I see all the teams. For example, Isaac Alexander will score twice on Monday. You probably don't know who is Isaac Alexander. I know who is Isaac Alexander, and Carlos also know. He's a fantastic forward. He's a Real Sociedad striker, and he scored already 12 times on.
He's on fire. He's going to be. This is the guy that Napoli should buy as a striker.
I agree.
Change Isaac for Osimhen. Give Osimhen to Real.
Now you will see Osimhen. Trust me. You can write down also that one. You will see the real Osimhen last year. Same stuff happened to Lozano. You will see it next year. You can write it down.
Next year we're gonna see the real Osimhen. Okay.
Then next year in the season 2 of our Bar Sport, we should have all the
we can make a
section and say, okay, all the Diego predictions.
We should have a Hall of Fame and a Hall of Shame. The predictions that turned right and the ones that we totally failed.
We can make it.
It's gonna be fun. But we have to do that. Cool. I'm gonna add my prediction for Juventus Porto. I think I'm gonna stick with Paolo. It should be 2-0 Juventus. I don't think. I think you're gonna manage in the end.
Always writing.
Write that one also. Yes.
I'm writing.
Yeah. And as you write it down, we are 54 minutes into our conversation, so it's time to prepare for the football weekend, which will kick off this afternoon in Serie A with a very, very interesting game between Spezia and Parma. We're not talking much about, the lower table clubs, but there's a very interesting battle to avoid relegation. And Spezia Parma is going to be a key one. So promise next week we're also going to talk more about the clubs that are involved in the relegation dogfights other than the usual suspects. Other than that, wish you a very exciting and good football weekend, guys. Thanks for being with us as always.
Forza Spezia.
Forza Italiano.
Forza, okay. So we got a clear statement here. All right, guys, and
thank you.
Speaking again soon.
Thank you all,
Bye,
guys.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Ciao.
Bye.